You cannot afford to fail. And you guys have to understand that you cannot afford to fail. Think about the amount of people that are depending on you. Think about the amount of people that look up to you and the amount of people that are also preying on your downfall. You just can't afford to fail. And you guys have to be able to tell yourselves that. Get up every morning with a purpose because you know that you cannot afford to fail. What happens if you fail? Think about the downsides of failing. Your life will be garbage. You cannot afford to fail. So what's preventing you from getting up today and making something happen, doing something productive, doing something that'll push you closer to your goal? What prevents you from doing that on a regular basis? Literally absolutely nothing. Think about the amount of time that you just sit there, spend scrolling on your phone, going through TikTok, Instagram, and are consuming content that's just frying your brain, just not valuable content. I find myself victim of this as well. At the end of the day, yes, there is very entertaining things on the internet, and you do have to allow yourself to wind down. However, think about the amount of time that's being lost, and then you might sit there and tell yourself you don't have time to do certain things. Think about the amount of places that you could pick up time from and make something productive out of it. I've spoken about where you guys might be wasting money on and looking at the amount of things that you spend money on and trying to pick up money in places where subscriptions you might not necessarily have to be paying for and stuff of that nature. And the same thing applies with your energy, the same thing applies with your time. Think about the amount of places that you're investing time into that are not productive for you and are not helping you get any closer to your goal. This literally happens every single day. But you guys have to be able to snap out of that mindset of you don't have any time, and you have to figure out where you're gonna create time and understand where you're gonna remove your energy from and invest into other places and what that ROI is gonna look like. There's a return on every single thing you invest time, energy, and money into. It doesn't mean it's a profitable return. Not every return is profitable. However, there is a return on everything. Your return might be one-to-one, and you might invest your time into certain things. For example, I go to the gym every day, and I might not have a direct return from investing my time into going to the gym, but I understand what return I gain from that. So look at every single thing you invest your time and energy into in life and understand what's being returned from that. If, let's say, you go to school, what is your return from school? What will that make out of your situation later in the future? I've spoken about the sales job that I worked back in the day when I worked at the phone store. And although I didn't necessarily have a direct return when it came to money, yes, I needed it in order to be able to fund my business. Ironically, when I just started working there, that's when I hit my first 85K month. But the return that I got from that was the ability to learn sales skills and understand how to communicate with people. Honestly, if it wasn't for that job, I don't even know if I'd be sitting on this what do you call this, on this YouTube video and communicating with you guys. I don't think I would be able to do that. Not that I was a shy person, but I was very introvert and I didn't understand how to communicate with people properly, and especially not in a way where they would understand me. So that job in itself and the amount of time that I invested there, it did correlate directly with my business, and I knew what I was doing it for. I wasn't gonna do anything for no reason. Everywhere I invest time in my life, everything I invest time in my life into has to amount to something somewhat productive or productive in another area or aspect of my life. And you guys have to learn or have the ability to do the same thing. If you're somebody that smokes on a regular basis, and I have nothing against people smoking, but what does that kind of do for you? Because I saw somebody in my comments, and honestly, bro, I hope you're watching this video, but I seen somebody in the comments say that they're broke because they spend $50 to $100 a day on weed or something like that. So you understanding that and you understanding that it's not amounting to anything productive, at least from a monetary standpoint for you. Look at this retard, fucking retard. You understanding that it's not amounting to anything productive for you, have to be able to sit back and ask yourself, all right, so if I saved the extra money and I took that and even put it in your pocket, maybe later down the line, you might have more money to go buy a house or something. Because 50 bucks a day, honestly, I don't know how to do the math on it, but let's say 100 bucks a day amounts to 3 grand in a month. 3 grand saved into your pocket over the course of, let's say, 3 months will amount to about $9,000, which is 5% of a 200K home. So you could pretty much buy a 200K home by saving your money that you're spending on weed for 3 months. So understand where you can get this from, and that home could then turn into a rental property where you could cash flow off of profitably, most likely. So obviously these are all hypotheticals, but it's just quick analysis and understanding what areas in your life can be picked up on. And time again, I just see a lot of people wasting time and money on the wrong things. Like us men, yes, we love cars and we like to have the best. That's where we want to invest our money into, and that's kind of what makes us happy. But would it make you happier to right now save money on purchasing the car that you want would it help you right now to save money? Yeah, let me rephrase that. Would it help you right now to save money on a car that you're settling for in order to invest that money into something that can give you your dream car? And that's the way that I look at things. Like, I might take a hit right now and just realize it doesn't even matter right now, because why am I gonna settle for this thing when I have the ability to do this? It's the same thing with that story where I told you guys I was planning on buying an $8,000 Mercedes when I first got into e-commerce. And by the time that I had enough money to even buy that car, I hadn't even thought about cars. I hadn't even thought about cars because my mind was so focused on generating more traction, more and more results, and working my way up. I honestly didn't care about that $8,000 car because I realized how achievable it was. You can make $8,000 overnight. You can make 10 grand a day. You can make $100,000 in a day. And people don't understand that. So why am I gonna go spend this little money that at the time is significant to me? $8,000 when you're just starting your business and you're trying to figure out how to get from 0 to 5K a day is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That could be your whole bank account, and then you have to start back from scratch again. If you have that $8,000 and you even 2 or 3x that. So think about things from a logical perspective. Don't jump on things impulsively. I'm a firm believer that faith is a real thing, and anytime I've forced any decisions in my life, I've made impulsive decisions, things have never worked out in my favor, and it's always taught me a lesson. So I've learned to let situations play out and ride the wave and just trust in the process that at the end of the day, I'm gonna make it to wherever I'm trying to make it to. You have to believe in yourself and just trust that process, because you're gonna go ahead and make impulsive decisions. Oh, I have $5,000 in my bank account. Shit, let me go put a down payment on a car that I'm then gonna have to pay $1,000 a month for. It doesn't fucking make sense. Make logic out of it. Understand what you guys are doing. At the end of the day, your bank account as an entrepreneur is your life. Every dollar that you have, because you're not gonna go generate a pension. You're not gonna go have anything coming in if you decide to stop working, stop grinding on your business. You decide to take all that money and I won't even say invest and put it into something that's just a major liability because you want it to make you happy. It's not productive whatsoever. So understand that bank account has to be thought through. You guys have to think about your finances in a way that will allow you to continuously generate money. Yes, it is good to go buy yourself these things. Like this car, I love this car, I'm not gonna lie. But at the time that I purchased it, I understood this is my plan with this. I have enough money right now to do this, this, and this, and it's not gonna affect me in any way. So if you're gonna be doing something and you're gonna be spending a large sum of money, make sure that that doesn't affect your business whatsoever, because if you put your money into something that doesn't make sense to put money into, you're once again gonna end up back in the same situation. You have to work your way back up. You're gonna be starting from ground zero. The only difference this time is that you have the knowledge and the experience, but when you have no money, you aren't gonna be you're not very likely to make a large sum of money. They say it takes money to make money, but if you spend all your money and you don't have money at that point, what is that gonna amount to? You're not gonna be able to generate anything. So think about it from a perspective of your business, your bank account, that's your life. You have to cherish that. And you cannot jeopardize that situation. That's a big no-no. You cannot put any of your money in jeopardy for things that are temporary satisfaction. That doesn't make any type of sense. That does not make any type of sense. And you guys have to understand and realize that. And so that being said, think about it from a perspective too. If you guys are partnered with people that are depending on you to operate this business in order to get paid, do you want to put their lives in jeopardy as well because you want one day of satisfaction, or you want to go spend your whole bank account on something and now you have nothing to fund the business and help support the people around you that have helped you get to this point in the first place? Think about it. It doesn't make sense. Everything has to be based off logic and everything has to make sense. So before you guys make any stupid financial decisions, stand and think about it, sit back and look at it and be like, all right, is this an impulsive decision? How could this potentially put me in a bad situation? What am I going to gain from this? The other day I thought about it too. When it came to taking risks, I am booming in crypto right now. So I honestly understood, all right, I'm gonna look at this and see this amount of money is not gonna put anything that I have in jeopardy and only has potential to grow. If I lose 10, 20,000, how's that gonna affect me? It's probably not gonna affect me in any way. But if I gain 5, 6x from that, what would that amount to in terms of, what would that amount to from a positive standpoint for my business? And you just understand that if you reinvest that, if you take 20 grand, you turn it into 100, and you reinvest that 100 and turn it into $250,000 and take that $250,000 and turn it into $1 million at that point, what does that amount to for your business? And how could that affect everything that you're running from a positive standpoint? So I guess the point of this video is, one, let me say there's 2 points in this video. The first point is you cannot afford to fail. And you guys know that. And think about the downsides of failing. What is it gonna do to your life? How could that affect you, especially at a young age? And then 2, make sure that everything you're doing in your life is amounting to something productive and positive. Take your life in your hands, take control of your life. Take control of your life and take everything into your own hands. And with that being said, that'll take us to the end of the video. So I do appreciate everybody that's watched the video all the way up to this point, everybody that's been supporting me on my past videos. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and I guess I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.